Welcome back everyone to At Home with the Tasting Spoon. I'm so excited today for the recipe I'm about to show you. They are called Pantry Cookies. So what are Pantry Cookies? It's basically anything or everything that you have in your pantry, you're gonna add it into your regular chocolate chip cookie mix. So today we are going to do toffee bites, chocolate chip cookies, coconut flakes, crushed pecans, and mini M&Ms. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing is first. You can do this mix by hand or using one of these fancy gadgets. Obviously, we're gonna use the paddle attachment for this. It incorporates a little bit better when you're doing cookies. When you're doing cakes, you can use them as well, or you can use the whisk one, okay? So first of all, I want to explain why I'm using melted butter instead of room temperature butter. So melted butter gives you a consistency of a more chewier cookie. So if you're looking for a soft baked chewy cookie, highly recommend melting your butter before. Now this means you can pop it in the microwave or put it in a pot to melt and then let it cool down to room temperature. That's very important. Room temperature to almost cold. Why? Because when we're gonna cream it with the sugar, you want it to actually incorporate, not melt the sugar, because that's gonna result in a flat cookie. We don't want that, right? Okay, so let's start with pouring our butter and our both types of sugar to the bowl. We're gonna use regular sugar, regular granulated sugar, and light brown sugar, okay? Okay, perfect. In our sugars. Okay, let's get ready to mix. Okay guys, this is the consistency that we're looking for. You see, it almost looks like peanut butter. So to get an idea, very creamy consistency, okay? So now that we have our butter and our sugars well combined, it's kind of a good idea if you preheat your oven right now, because by the time that you finish mixing all of these ingredients, your oven will be ready to go. So get that oven to 325 Fahrenheit, okay? So now we're gonna keep adding our wet ingredients, because remember, wet first, and then we'll do the dry. Always in baking, very important. So we're gonna do our 1 egg and vanilla extract. We're gonna give that a mix about another minute, and then we're gonna start adding our dry ingredients, okay? It's very important that we always scrape the edges to get all of those things really well combined. See? You want everything well combined, especially in baking. Very important, okay? Right, we're on to our dry ingredients. Okay, so in here, I know it looks a lot white. We don't know what is inside, but I know. So we have salt, baking powder, baking soda, and cornstarch, okay? We're gonna add this all together. And then a super important trick when you're doing dry ingredients, remember that for dry, we use this. Never the cup, the little measuring scoop with the little pipey thing. That is for wet ingredients. This is for dry. Trust me, this trick will make a difference when you're baking cakes or doing cookies, because it's gonna make it or break it. So when you do, we're gonna do a full cup, for example. You wanna grab something flat, a knife even, and we wanna scrape that. You see? This is what you want. A leveled scoop of flour, nothing more, nothing less. Accuracy in baking is really important because it's gonna make or break your recipe. Trust me when I tell you. So this trick is very handy. Perfect. Look at this. See, it's attached to your paddle. That's exactly what you want in your cookie. This tells you that it has that creamy consistency. So this is perfect. And you look at the color, that is the brown sugar and the vanilla extract acting. Perfect. Now for the fun part. We're gonna add all of our mixing ingredients to the dough. Okay, so the semi-sweet chocolate chips, our toffee bites, our coconut, some pecans, and our mini M&Ms to give it fun color. And we mix. We're ready to scoop. Okay. I love to use one of these fancy gadgets. Love them, because you literally scoop them and that's it. That's it. That's all you do. Nothing else. However, if you don't have one of these, because I understand sometimes it's like 10 bucks if you, depending on where you buy it, you can use one of the tablespoons measuring spoons. You can use one of those. Use like a little bit of Pam so they unstick really fast. You can use 1/4 of a cup if you want to make them bigger. So you definitely can use all of them. But I like to use this. Okay, here we go, another one. See how simple? Bam, that's it. You want to leave a little bit of space in between because they're going to spread out once you bake them. You don't want to put them all together because you're just going to have one giant cookie. And it's delicious, but it's not going to look pretty, you know? So for those of you wondering, this is a sill pad. So it's actually made of like plastic material, but it's used for baking. So the difference between this and the parchment paper is actually the bottom of the cookie. It's gonna be a little bit lighter once you bake them off. Once you use a parchment paper or aluminum foil, the bottom of the cookie, it's darker, but it's gonna taste just exactly the same. So these are very easy to find. You can find them in Amazon, actually, even in Target. But I love using them. You're gonna see why. After we bake them off, they're literally gonna slide off. Like no problem. Okay. So I hope you follow my instructions and did the preheating of the oven, because we're almost ready to bake, you know? We don't wanna lose time just waiting on that oven to heat up. Never in baking. These are gonna be so good. Okay, last one for this batch. Boom. Look at these. I love that a tiny bit of the filling of all the mixins that we added in are in each cookie. So this is gonna be delicious. Right? They smell so good. Oh my God. I don't know about you, but I love the smell of fresh cookies. That in the house, like so good, so good, so good. Look at all the mixings that we had put in. So in essence, it's kind of like a monster cookie, but it doesn't have to be just chocolate chip and M&Ms. It can be literally anything you want. It can be sweet, it can be sweet and salty, it can be just salty. Like I've added potato chips to this, and I'm telling you, you wouldn't think it would work, but it works. By the way, if you want to learn more or check out where to get one of these cool little mittens, you can check out my Instagram page and you'll see the website that you can find them. You can actually put your face on an oven mitt. Like, it's so awesome. Like, look at this. I'm in love. Remember when I told you that it was gonna be very easy to remove these because of the sill pad? Look at this. Not even using the spatula. Ta-da! Beautiful. So now we're literally gonna put this in this cooling rack so they rest a little bit and cool down before we store them away. All right, are you ready? Look at this beautiful baby. You see all of the mix-ins that we put in? Okay. Taste bite. I'm speechless right now. They're so soft, so moist, and so full of flavor. Like in every bite, you get a little bit of crunch, get a little bit of that chocolate, get a little bit of that coconut. Perfect sweetness. Is so good. Literally, you can try this recipe by taking out any of the ingredients that we added in, or even putting in more. Like I said, if you want it sweet and salty, you can add potato chips, you can add pretzels. Like I'm telling you, you may think, I don't know in that cookie. It tastes really good, that combo of sweet and salty. Or if you want to do it like all chocolate, by all means. This recipe is very versatile. And it's very good to do it with kids. Now that they're all at home in summer break, get those kids in the kitchen, tell them to help you make some cookies. They will have a blast and you will have some enjoyment. Okay, if you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like, comment, and share button. And until